Yo, what up guys? Sammy Lee here from the Soul Brothers. And shout out to Jordan Brand, shout out to my boy Marco for sending these out. So these are the CP3.12s. Yeah, Chris Paul has had a lot of signature shoes. So congrats to him, because not a lot of people get the 12 shoes, right? This is $100. Really cheap, very budget price. I played in them once. I played in them the other day, actually yesterday. And so I guess this is my first impression slash first wear, I guess, review, right? So yeah, if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the traction. So you have, I'm not sure if it's it doesn't feel like a dual density rubber, but there is this red part that's basically the entire outsole, and there is this little pod, white pod here in the forefoot, which has herringbone. The rubber actually seems very hard and has really deep grooves, so I feel like durability is going to be really good, especially even on outdoor courts. And also, I played in it yesterday. Grip seems to be really good. Just there is a little bit of a problem with dust, I would say. It's not a huge problem, just a slight little problem. It does pick it up, and if you don't wipe it, I found myself sliding it out a little bit. Nothing horrible, nothing dangerous, but I just felt it sliding a little bit, and I had to wipe pretty frequently. But I feel like the traction will get better on dust once I keep playing this and break it in and stuff. But overall, right now it seems good. The pattern and traction and all that seems great, and as of right now, right out the box, it feels like it's a top tier performer. And if it breaks in a little bit more, it gets a little bit better on dust, then yeah, this is definitely gonna be top 5, top 3 tractions out right now. So I'm really not worried about this traction at all. And the if you look, the this white part kind of looks like, I'll leave it up to your imagination, but there you go, that's the traction. Moving on to the cushion. So the cushion, I'm guessing the foam is just Phylon, but comparing it to I guess the Zoom Lives and the other the Fly Traps and stuff like that, it feels a little bit softer when I squish it with my finger. There is a 4-foot zoom unit. It feels really nice. I didn't really need to break it in. I could feel it right away. And I thought there was a zoom unit in the heel. There's a little bit of a bounce, or that pressure that you feel on your foot when there's a zoom unit. I felt that in the heel. But I read the specs, and there's no zoom unit in the heel, so I was pretty surprised. I wonder what that feeling is in the heel. With the heel, right underneath my foot, my heel, I can feel a nice little compression. I guess it is the foam, because the insole doesn't seem very, it's pretty nice, but then looking underneath the insole, it's a glued-in insole, so it's pretty hard to take off. But once I peeled it off a little bit, I could seal the strobe board, and it's a really stiff strobe board. So I'm not sure what I'm feeling underneath my heel, but it feels great. There's a little bit of a heel compression that feels nice as well, and then a nice little 4-foot zoom unit feels great. So it's reminding me of the PG3s, and the PG3s, I absolutely love that cushion setup. So yeah, the CP3.12 cushion setup feels amazing right now. Has all the aspects that I like in a cushion. Good court feel, responsiveness, has a nice fast bounce from the zoom unit in the 4-foot, and good impact, pretty adequate impact protection, seems like to me. So there's that. Moving on to the materials. So the materials, throughout the entire upper, you have a Flyknit, I guess more on the lateral side and on the toe. And it's one of the nicest Flyknits that I've ever felt in my life, dude. This Flyknit doesn't feel like it's glued down or anything. It's just straight up knit. It's so soft. It's really comfortable and cozy on foot. Feels premium. So the Flyknit is great. And then you get to the medial side, and also in the ankle area, and you have a really shit synthetic suede type of material. And it just confuses me, because on the medial side, you don't need this support, if anything, you would want this piece to be on the lateral side. So I don't really get the design there as far as, for performance, but I guess it's more of an aesthetic look. But yeah, materials, real shit here. But you can't really complain. It's a $100 shoe, and then they make it up to you guys with this really premium, very soft Flyknit material. Also, another interesting thing is so it's the Flyknit, right? And then the underlying material here is a synthetic leather material, and I'm sure it goes all the way underneath, the entire Flyknit upper. And then you have like this tongue, and the tongue is attached to, I guess, like another underlaying material. So this material is basically like triple layered. So you have the Flyknit, and then you have the synthetic leather, and then you have the tongue material, which is basically like a mesh, and that kind of like makes the fit a little bit better as well. And it is a full tongue, I would say, but it kind of like stops halfway here. There is a little bit of a cutout in the Flyknit, but it's not really like a full tongue. It's more of like a half tongue because of that. But anyways, materials are great. I love it. And the synthetic material that you feel here on the medial side and in the ankle, you don't really feel at all while you're wearing it. And also you have this little synthetic piece here in the toe area, I guess kind of like where your pinky toe is, to add a little bit more support, I guess, for when you're doing lateral movements. Moving on to the fit, I would go down half a size. It's kind of weird because like when I put it on, it runs a little long, but width wise it's actually kind of tight. So I can only imagine if I went down half a size, it would probably choke my foot out just a little bit. But I wouldn't be worried too much because it is a Flyknit, and Flyknit does stretch out over time. If width wise it's a little tight on your foot, you should be okay. Just a couple of days, maybe a week. If you're playing it will probably stretch out a little bit. Another nice little touch are these nice little eyelets here on the medial side. So you can put the laces through and make the fit a little bit tighter. And I tried it. It's not very noticeable, but I can feel only here in the midfoot area, because obviously it's only here, being a little bit tighter. Alright, moving on to support and lockdown. Support and lockdown seems like it's going to be good. You have this, the foam coming up here in the midfoot area. You have an internal TPU heel counter. There's really nothing in the forefoot area, but I played in it yesterday and I didn't really have any problems. When I first got it, that was an initial concern for me, because I felt like maybe my forefoot was gonna slide out on lateral movements, but it felt good when I played in yesterday. You have a little bit of an outrigger. It does protrude out here for lateral stability. You're gonna be laterally stable with this shoe. Alright, moving on to the weight. It's 12.56 ounces. That's average, and it feels actually pretty minimal. Like the material, the Flyknit is really thin. There's not a lot of padding here in the ankle area. It's adequate enough so it doesn't feel like super bulky or anything like that, but it's thick enough so that it doesn't feel like it doesn't like cut into your foot because the materials are so thin, Moving on to the aesthetics, I actually really like how these look. I just wish they would use different materials, because like looking at the materials, it definitely makes the shoe look really budget, and I had a few friends ask if this was like the CP3 like budget model or something. I was like, no, it's his actual shoe. But other than that, yeah, it looks great, and I also do like the Flyknit pattern, and I'm sure they can do really cool patterns with this Flyknit. But overall, for $100, I mean, you're getting really good materials, I guess minus the synthetic, and I feel like it's gonna be a solid performer, maybe even a top tier performer. We'll have to see, but just from my first wear and first impression standpoint, I feel like it's only gonna go up from here, and it's gonna hopefully it does break in and get better. But from right now, it's already a top tier performer. But anyways, again, if you guys want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.